welcome everybody. So I'm going wireless, all right? And what I decided to do, because I've always saw these wireless systems. I've seen them on stage, people using them, the professionals, in-ear monitors and all that kind of stuff. And I always wondered what they were like, did they work, and all that kind of stuff. So I succumbed to temptation and I picked up a couple of these units cheap from Amazon. And if you've ever wondered if they actually work or not, stay tuned because I'm going to show you, all right? So when we come back, two types of wireless guitar systems, very budget friendly, and we're going to give them a test run. Here we go. Okay, so here we have our two units, right? So I went with the Joyo. It was about, I'm going to say, $40 or $45, and that's in Canadian funds, and that was part of like this whole Black Friday thing. And I went with them because I have a pedal by Joyo, and actually it's quite a good pedal. And even at a lower price point, so it's not because of the price, it's just a good guitar pedal, and I enjoyed it. So I picked up their wireless guitar units. I've never used them before, so I don't really know what to expect. And the other brand I got is obviously just some sort of a no-name brand, and it's called Newbie, all right? So when we take a look, we have an instruction manual, and in the Newbie, we got this nice little hard case, which I thought was kind of nice, and they even give you 3 guitar picks. So I thought that was a nice little touch. Here's the Newbie units. Now, they're lightweight and they're very plastic. Let's put it this way. But I have nothing to compare them to, as I've never used this type of thing before. So, look, they look good. They feel okay. There's a little bit of weight to them. But again, they are plastic. Now, over on the Joyo side, we also have an instruction booklet. Now, I can tell you right off the bat, the Newbie instruction book is quite extensive. Like, it explains everything. It's quite easy to understand, right? And again, this is someone who's never used these before. The Joyo one, on the other hand, is like Chinese to English direct translation. It's really Chinglish. You've got drawings, and it really doesn't make a lot of sense in the descriptions, but you're just enough to figure out how these things operate, okay? Here's the Joyo units. Same idea. I mean, they got some weight to them. They look good, but, they're light. They're plastic, that type of thing. And the good news is both of these units came with this type of a charger. And this one has quite a long rope to it. This is the Joyo one. The Newbie one is a little shorter, but what's good about them is they have these splits here, so you can recharge each unit at the same time. Now, this one is some sort of a USB mini thing. The other one is a C connection, so it's one of those where it doesn't matter which way you put it in. This one of the Joyo, you have to put it in the slot a certain way, right? All right, so we're going to charge these up, and then we're going to take them for a test drive, and we'll see what we're getting for our around about $50 on Amazon. Here we go. All right, so what we're going to do now is we are going to connect the Newbie unit to my amp so that I can play wirelessly, right? That's the whole idea of these things. So what I've done is I've just gone ahead and slid this. This is the transmitter. It goes into where you would plug your cable, obviously, right? So that goes in there. The unit is powered off. And the receiver goes wherever you want to receive the signal. Now, I'm going to put it in an amplifier, but this could go into the mixer, just like if you connected your guitar with a wire into the mixer channel, right, the line in. So this would go into where the jack goes in. Or a pedal board. So if you have a 1 pedal, 5 pedals, 16 pedals, you would put this in the first pedal input, just like you would if you plugged in your cable, right? So in this case, we're in the amp. Now, my amp is turned on, but the units aren't. So now we're just going to turn the power on. And you slide it there, okay? And you turn the power on here. Now there's a flashing green light, okay? Now, when these pair up, which they do automatically, the first time I put it in, I might have, just like your headphones to your phone, I might have had to hold this pairing button down for 2 seconds. And it's the same as Bluetooth to your phone. Really, it's the same concept. So, but once you've done them, so I've done them once, right, when I tested the unit, this actually just automatically paired. So it's real simple. Now, at this point, I only have my guitar coming out of my sound coming out of the hole because I haven't turned my amp up yet. So let's get some volume here. And channel volume. And let's just so you can see that it's working, we'll put it on crunch. There's a crunch sound coming out of my amp, right? So no problems. Now, I would say this is pretty simplistic to set up. No latency, I don't have like an outside hum or a low-level hum or a squeal or static or anything along those lines that I can hear, and it's right in my ear pod here. Hey, unit 1, no problem. So now we're back and I have the Joyo units, and I expect these to work the exact same way. So we're going to have a transmitter, which we are going to put in here. Okay, and then we are going to have a receiver, which will go to my amp. And let's see, power on, power on. Okay, and these are automatically connected, like there wasn't even a flashing light or anything like that. They just automatically went blue. So let's turn up the volume. And sometimes the effects don't kick in until you hit the volume channel on these amps really heavy, right? So there's my crunch. Look, both units, they work, right? So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to run them together and see if we can run 2 at the same time without any issues, right? I'm also going to leave these on for a period of time to see how long it takes to drain the battery. And I'm also going to walk around pretty much my whole house and see how the signal carries from there. So stay tuned for that. All right, we're back. And through the magic of television, it has now been a time lapse of many hours, okay? So we're later on in the same day. And what I've done is I played a little bit, right? And I also just let them sit on, like I never turned the units off. And what I found was the Newbie lasted well over 4 hours, probably closer to 5 hours. Okay, now I don't know if there's a difference between whether I'm actually playing the guitar or it just powered on and sitting there. Maybe it doesn't use as much. I'm really not sure, but I did play both of them extensively, and again, about a good 5 hours on the Newbie. Now the Joyo has not even started to give out yet. It's supposed to give off a different color light when the battery is draining, and we are closing in on 6 hours. And I've used the Joyo a little more today than the Newbie. So look, I'm really happy with that. So one more test. I'll also tell you what I won't show you, but I will tell you what I did, is I plugged them in and I walked all around. Now I use mine predominantly. I've never used, obviously this is the first time, so I've never gigged with them or anything like that. But I use it here, and I will be using it in a controlled environment. So it's like a studio room here. So keep that in mind. Now I do have other. I don't have a router down here, but I'm always using Bluetooth, and I don't know if that's going to affect it at all. It doesn't say anything in the instructions. And what I did was I walked all around playing. I plugged it into my amp, okay, and I walked all around outside the room into the room next down here. I walked all over the place, and I didn't get any weird noises, no crackling on any of the units, no hissing, no buzzing, nothing like that. And it just no latency. It just seemed to work as normal no matter where I walked and where I played. Okay, so I have no reason to believe that it would be any different out of here. All right. So the last thing I was curious about was I gave each one a little charge, and now we're back in use. Now this time, if you remember my A/B switch down here, right? I plugged in, because I was using one unit, I plugged it in the one end and away we go. Well, this time what I've done is I've connected both of them to two different guitars, acoustic and electric. And that's another point too. In one of the descriptions, there was no mention of this working on an acoustic guitar. And also, I think that was the Joyo. And also, in the manual, it specifically shows an electric guitar. Okay? So I wasn't sure if it would even work acoustically, and they do. So I understand there are some from reviews I've read online that don't work with an acoustic pickup. So I don't know if it's because of the type of pickup is used in the guitar, maybe those portable pickups that you can move in and out. I don't know if that makes a difference. Okay, so mine is an expression Taylor ES2 expression system. It's built in, and it works just fine. So now the big test is, let's see if we can play both of these. So here we have this is the acoustic. Right? So we're working fine. No background noise, no hissing, no crackling, nothing like that. So we're going to put this down, and we're going to grab our electric, okay? And hit my button, and there we go. So we can use two transmitters at the same time, it looks like. Now let's see. There you go. Now I got it on both of them, A and B. So no interference. Both of them are running a signal. Okay, so all in all, I got to tell you, I am so impressed. I mean, again, for $100, for under $100, I've got two wireless guitar units that I can use simultaneously that have lasted me longer than I'll ever play, you know, at one point without stopping and recharging. So, and I will also say, full disclosure, I bought these on my own. I'm not at that level where companies are going to send me stuff to try out. I did this on my own. I wanted to go wireless, and I was skeptical of paying the big bucks. And I'm glad I went cheap. And I had the mindset of returning it or throwing it away or giving it away if it didn't work for me. But both units, um, Newbie and Joyo, worked just fine. So there you have it. I hope this helps. And if you're thinking of going wireless, I'd do it because it's cool. Like, no wires, nothing. It's really cool. All right, we'll see you again next time. Bye for now.